Most people think life insurance is supposed to protect your life. No, it's supposed to protect your income. This is what I mean. In this scenario, mom makes $3,000, dad makes $3,000, so that household is used to living off of $6,000. Now, where does all that money go? Man, it goes to pay the mortgage, the cars, the insurance, credit cards, utilities, groceries, and childcare. I used to always think about childcare there until I had kids, and I'm like, that should be on the top of the list. I'm spending nothing there, right?
More than the mortgage.
It's crazy, right? It's crazy. And so look, this family had no life insurance. It's not because they didn't want it. Nobody presented it to them. Nobody educated them, right? And something happened to dad in this picture. Now a household that's used to living off of $6,000 has to try to live off of $3,000. And what typically happens? Man, we gotta get rid of the house. We gotta get rid of the cars. We gotta get rid of this. We gotta get rid of that. And what fills that void? Oh, GoFundMe, right? Barbecues, T-shirt sales, right? What about fish fries, right? The church is responsible for it, right? So the void that was missing. So now think about the family. The family is not only emotionally devastated, but now they're financially devastated as well too.
Right.
And that all could have been avoided by a simple conversation with them. Our conversation with them would be, hey, listen, mom, dad, you guys both need a policy for a minimum $360,000. Now, why $360,000? Because if something happens to mom or something happens to dad, somebody's going to get a check for $360,000. And what do most people do when they get a big check like that?
Love it.
They pay off their house, they pay off their cars, right? They go on a dream vacation, they get their mind right. That's not what we intend that money for. What we say is, hey, listen, take this whole amount, this $360,000, and put it into a mutual fund. And tell that mutual fund, hey, mutual fund, start sending me 10% of that. 10% of $360,000, $36,000. Come on in. You're good. Right? You're good, no worries. No, I'm joking. You're good. Right? So $360,000. 10% of that, $36,000. Don't send it to me all at once. Send it to me on a monthly basis. Divided by 12 months is $3,000 every single month, and that family can live as if financially nothing has happened. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know how simple this is?
Yes.
People overcomplicate finances, man. It's just, I need to make sure I'm saving my money in the right vehicles and I'm protecting my money in the right vehicles. And you can do both of that for me in one place, sign me up. That's our business. That is why Brian and Melinda make over 200 or close to 200,000 in their business, 500,000 in business, 250,000, 250,000, because we have a whole bunch of people helping out a whole bunch of people with this information. Right? And as good as that is, right, we just say, listen, this is how we help out a family. This is an actual family that we sit down with. Obviously, we had to change up their names, but this is John and Mary. Their Spanish should be Juan and Maria, right? 35 years old. The first thing we do for a family is we look at their life insurance. If John relies on Mary's income and Mary relies on John's income, that income needs to be protected, right? So before we sat down with them, John had 100,000 of coverage on him. Mary had 100,000 of coverage on her. Every single month they're paying $225 for this policy, with the understanding that at age 65 they're going to have $76,000 saved up. Now, what can you see wrong with this picture?
They're paying way too much for little coverage.
Yeah, there's a couple things. For me, when I saw this, there's two things. I was like, $100,000, as beautiful of a blessing that is, that's not going to save my house. Right? I need a little bit more. And not only that, $225, that's like a car payment. That's a lot of money. Right? So what we came in and said was, hey, listen, John, Mary, that's great that you have that type of policy. Let's see if we can do better for you. This is what we came up with. We said, hey, John, you need $250,000 on you. Mary, you need $250,000 on you. And instead of paying $225, now with us it's $80 a month. So now you just save this client every single month $145. Do you think they're going to like you or love you for that? They're probably going to call you Pandora, right? They're probably going to call the next child Pandora because of that, right? So as good as that is, listen, if we were just in life insurance, our conversation would be over now. That's the only thing that we do. But the fact that we do everything that has to do with money, our next topic of